So, Craig Sullivan, you remember how I went to the Pentagon the other week, right?
Yes,
Well,
I
I
do.
have been quite truthful about the real reason we're there. We said we were there for a podcast, but the fact is, I have joined the Space Force, and I am going to be their brand new astronaut.
Space cadet?
Yeah, I can't really talk about the missions. It's all super sensitive, but I've been training intensely for the last 2 weeks, and I'm really confused. I completely forgot what time it is, dude.
To have your dinner out of a tube?
Oh, seriously, I'm begging for Tang, but no. What time is it?
It's time for an audit.
Everybody, thanks for tuning into the Friday Night Audit, the only show on the internet that's less desirable than getting a poke in the eye with a stick. How many times did you say that, Craig, before we went on air today? I haven't heard that expression in years. So
At least twice.
all right. So, hey, everybody, welcome to Friday Night Audit. I'm Glenn Hausman. That is Craig Sullivan. It's so great to see you, man. I love it. It's another Friday night, finally.
It is. You know, we're getting closer to the end of the year. It's nice. I mean, it's time to get the gifts wrapped and out and spend some time with the family. You've gone from an empty nester to almost having both your boys back.
So. Almost. We've got one down, one to go. Woke up in Massachusetts this morning, brought the boy home. So that was pretty excited. And for those of you, I'm sorry you couldn't see the pre-show conversation because I was very excited by how quick the drive came. That just shows how old I am at this point. That I don't get excited by a lot of things, but not having traffic going over the Throgs Neck Bridge, it was heavenly, my friend. Heavenly. All right, so I think we should just jump right into having our guest on today. So, Craig, today's guest, I'm very excited to welcome, is a great designer, someone I've known for longer than we both should imagine. And she's always been one of those people that has just got such positive energy that it makes me happier to be around. But I've never had her on in a venue such like this. Let's bring on the shame for Sarah Pickard. Woo! Yeah, Sarah. Woo! So great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
So great to see you too.
So at what point did you say, all right, I'm going to debase myself and go ahead and do this nonsense with these guys?
You know, I've just been waiting for the call. I've just been waiting.
Yeah, she says waiting for the call, but every single time I called, she says no answer, no answer, no answer. I called like 87 times in a row before I finally broke you down there.
Oh, such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, that's great. So I think, unfortunately, producer Dave is not here to witness this because, Sarah, I very rarely remember to do a proper intro to this. That's right, Sarah. It's cocktail time, and you've got a fun cocktail coming out of Texas, don't you?
I certainly do. Ranch water.
So what's a ranch water? And I love that you position the ingredients behind.
I know,
it.
and it's clever. You know, no sponsorship here.
I know. We got to get these Casamigos people on board.
I know.
I've been talking to Clooney for a while, and he's like, dude, you got to talk to Gerber. So I'm talking to Gerber, and they keep going back and forth, and I can't get them to do a sponsorship with us or actually know who I am or answer Mike.
We'll have to send them a copy and say, look, you've been live.
I know. Yeah. So tell us what's in the drink exactly.
Well, it has Casamigo tequila, and then key lime juice and just a little Topo Chico. Very refreshing. Very simple. It can't be anything difficult because I can't follow a recipe. So
yeah.
It's like shake it up, drink.
Nice.
I like that.
Put a little sugar in it too to kind of cut the tart. But
ooh, I like that. What's with this Topo Chico? Like 2 years ago, I thought it was this strange exotic beverage. Now it's like every single store in the country.
I don't even know. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I'm like, what's Topo Chico? I don't even like sparkling water. I don't like fizzy water. but there's something about Topo Chico when you put it in a drink, it's like smooth. It's not like your seltzer water or your tonic water. It's so much more smooth than a tonic. So it just it makes that it takes the drink to the next level. In my opinion.
I just like saying. Yeah, I just like saying Topo Chico reminds me of Ed Sullivan's show, you know?
There you go.
Sarah, we like to keep the references really timely on our show. So I try to keep everything before 1970, if possible, you know?
Well, really before 1985, because David has no idea what happened prior to that year.
1985.
Yeah. He refuses. He has an abject disdain for knowledge of the world from before he was born. It's the most phenomenal thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's beautiful, actually.
So no 60s or 70s music?
No,
he'll heard it, but he's like, I don't know. Who's Elvis? I don't, you know.
Hey, he did know who Jimi Hendrix was, so
that is true.
We're making a little progress with him.
I know. That's true.
No mid-century modern for sure, huh?
Yeah, for sure. So I want to wish all of my my Hebrew friends out there a happy Hanukkah. I'm taking on the role of Latka G tonight because next week, you know, Hanukkah starts on Sunday evening, so I'm excited for the festival of lights over there. And my mom's gonna be coming over on Christmas Eve, and we're gonna be making ourselves some latkes. So I'm pretty excited about that. That should be
nice. Happy Hanukkah.
Thanks. Yeah, Hanukkah's whatever. I mean, it's really not an important holiday, but you know, we just want to keep the Jewish kids on board. So we're like, well, let's throw some presents at them, and they won't miss Christmas. Yeah.
Well, I have several Jewish clients, so I'm always like, do you have any leftovers? You need leftover latkes?
Yeah.
I'm all for the taking. And of course, there never is. I'm like, can I please come over to the pre-party and I'll help make them?
There you go.
So every year, you know, because it's like my mom's thing to do this. And we used to have like all of this food that was around it, but all we would do is gorge ourselves on latkes. So basically now it's just like latkes with some, you know, maybe a little chicken on the side or something like that. What's the point of having a giant, you know? Yeah. Oh, well, Chris is saying Tajin chili is nice on the rim. I love that.
Yes. That I knew I was missing something. The tahine. It's not tajin.
Oh,
come
tahine.
on, Glenn.
Sorry, I was drinking too much of the tajin tonight.
You're from New York. I forgot. You're from New York. Tahine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're cracking me up. Yes, I did forget the tahine. Absolutely. Thank you for the reminder. What was his name?
Chris Baggett. He looks like he got a poke in the eye with a stick.
No tahine on the rim. Yes, I need it.
Pirate revenue.
Yeah, he's great. He's a former guest of the show as well, which is a whole lot of fun. So, Craig,
Glenn, how long have you guys known one another, and where did you meet?
I see. I've had my own business now. I'm about to celebrate 17 years in January. And I think I went to my first conference where you were speaking probably 15 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. But it's kind
easily 15.
One of those things where you kind of start to get to know people, and then you don't actually know when you actually got to know them because they've always kind of been there at some point.
Right. And I think I was on a couple of the panels that you moderated.
Sorry about that. For whatever I did to you.
Good always answer. Fun. Always a good time. No, I mean, I've always adored, you know, how can you not adore Glenn? So any chance.
That's my wife. She'll give you a list. So, Sarah, you're a designer and you're located in Dallas, and right behind me this evening. And I'm sorry for the people that are listening to this on the audio feed. I'm at the Hotel Indigo Birmingham. You've done a number of Hotel Indigos. What I really like about that brand is it's one of those brands that really figured out what it was and then just reveled in that, right?
Yes, amazing. I mean, we love the Indigo brand and just the whole philosophy behind it, the branding of it, everything. Yeah. So, I mean, that particular project that you're staring at was, or behind your backdrop was an old, it's a historic property, and it was an old hospital. So we kind of have this medicinal theme going on. Very subtle, but that's what it was. That's what it was about. Yeah, it was a social club and an old hospital. And it was haunted.
I was about to say, is it haunted? Oh,
it is haunted. We all experienced it. My whole design team. It's actually on the registry, the haunted hotel registry.
Really?
And it is legit. Wow. Truly legit.
I wonder if the hotel gets premium rates for that sort of thing. You could sleep in the former morgue for an extra $200 or something like that.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I loved it. Great project, great ownership. Traveled to India with the owner. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Are you serious? That's really cool.
It was actually also written up in Architectural Digest.
Wow. That's amazing. All right. So I gotta know about this India thing, because I love India. I love Indian culture, because in the hospitality industry, obviously we're around those people an awful lot. And they all go every single year, it seems, to India, and I never get to go along. And the sad thing is I've been invited numerous times, but life doesn't seem to be able to work it out. So where did you go, and what was that experience like for you?
Great question.
Well, we flew into Doha, which was amazing. If you've never been to the Doha airport.
I have not.
I'm a Qatar, Doha, it's in Qatar.
Yep.
Amazing, just beautiful design, everything about it. And then I don't remember the whole trip, but where else we bounced around, but the main place was Rajasthan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to butcher the name, but we went to Udaipur, which is where the furniture manufacturer was. And
right. I wish I was very confident so I could, tagine you or something. But
it was amazing. That's all I can say. Just shopped around. If you've got to make it a priority. You really.
How long were you in India for that trip?
It was like 9 days.
That's amazing.
And we shopped around, went to the family temple. They feed hundreds of people every single day that need food, and that's what they do. Hundreds of people come to their temple for food.
Yeah.
And got super inspired by just the culture, and Udaipur is this romantic city.
Mm-hmm.
We were there during wedding season. So the owner that I went with, his friend had a hotel. So we sat up on the hill outside of their hotel in the patio, and you could see all the fireworks of the weddings.
Wow.
And, it was just surreal. And I was spoiled, very spoiled.
That's really,
going with somebody who's from there, and everything was just, I'm forever thankful and part of their family to me.
What a great trip.
If you've got to go.
I know. I would love to. This weird thing happened in the last couple of years that's prevented all this travel, and we've been trying to get to Japan forever. So, I really want to be able to do that, but my kids have chosen to go to schools that cost a few bucks. So, I don't know how we're going to make it all work. So
I'm so glad I'm over the whole private school, expensive schools.
And I wonder why you look so happy. Oh, Dave was on in the back, and then we lost him again. Cheers. Lucky for you. So I've got one India story, California, Craig. I don't know if you have any, but when I was wrapping up college, I was a little bit slow in college. I took the University of Maryland drink a lot out of kegs route, so I took 5 years, and it's really tough taking classes at 8 a.m. and sleeping through them. And by the way, I have been straightforward with my kids about that. And I told them, one semester of your school cost me 4 years for what my parents paid for 4 years. So don't fuck around as much. But anyway, so it's my 5th year of school, and my buddy goes to India, right? And he's having a great time in India. And one day I go to my mailbox, and he sends me a package. And he sent me like an ounce of weed from India, and it made it all the way to College Park, Maryland. Freaking amazing that he was able to pull that off. So,
oh my gosh,
that was a fun.
So was it good?
No, it was pretty shitty. As a matter of fact, it was dry. It was crumbly. I mean, the kids these days, they don't know how we suffered back in the late 80s, early 90s, because was filled with seeds and stems. It must have, I needed like a team working 24 hours a day, 6 days a week to get that stuff cleaned up just so you could smoke it. And then by the time you're done, it's just like, it's whatever, because it's probably outdoor stuff. The stuff today, from my understanding, is very cultivated and, done very properly.
Yeah, there's a menu.
They raised the bar a little bit. And Glenn, you got to also remember you had to walk across the room to turn on the television and change the channel and turn up.
Make sure the foil was on the ears now.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we used to do stuff like that. For real. Dave would have no concept of that. And it's kind of strange that we lived in a day when people still had black and white TVs and all of that kind of stuff, and we were pre-internet. It should really be a promo for future shows. All right, I think he's talking about my India story. Yeah, maybe.
So, Sarah, how many hotels have you done out here in California?
Probably, I don't know, 5 or 6.
Nice. Northern or Southern? Where are they at?
Both. We've done both. Let's see, we did an Embassy Suites in Orange County. We did.
Hey, that's where California Craig is from.
Yeah,
Orange County.
That in Santa Ana, or was that in Irvine?
It was in Irvine.
Okay.
It was in Irvine.
Yeah.
And then, we developed the prototype for G6. I don't know if,
yep.
We do everything.
Yeah, I saw those, I saw those pictures. Those are pretty cool.
So we, once you're on that list, you get calls from all over. So we're actually doing one at LAX right now.
Speaking of G6, check out my interview on Hotel Tech Innovators and I don't know. I don't remember the name of my own damn show.
I saw it, by the way.
Yeah, we had Rob Palesci, the CEO of G6, on that. Check out the feed.
All right, so we have a very diverse, but we've done very diverse. We've also done multifamily in California. So we've been all up and down California.
Yeah. Check this out though. This is that G6 stuff.
Yes. So this was the Gemini prototype. So it's part of our very diverse portfolio. So we can do everything from economy up to 4 and 5 stars.
Well, I think that it's absolutely beautiful, and it really does not hint at what our notions of an economy hotel are. It looks much more
and that was one of the
scale.
Exactly. So that was one of the reasons why they hired us, is they wanted to not feel like an economy. They wanted a designer who did not do economy to come in and do something, because we didn't have this preconceived notion of what even economy was. I've never done economy before this project. So we didn't have that mindset.
I'm going to take a guess then, but it has to come in at a lower budget than an Indigo type of a project.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Because, and for people that don't know, obviously, because it's lower rates, you got to spend less. So how do you have that mindset of being in a particular place to be able to create a design that looks like it should be in a different category, but is cost appropriate for the economy side of the business?
Well, I mean, it's very interesting. It was difficult. I mean, to be honest with you, but we worked with a lot of vendors that I've never even heard of. And we worked very, very closely with the G6 purchasing department, because they have established relationships based on, their other their other prototypes. So, we wrote the specs. There was a VE, obviously a VE process, but, they spend money where they need to spend money, and they don't spend money where they don't need to. So, they use expensive quarter interface and Shaw and, very, not cheap vendors for some of their finishes. So you'd be surprised at who we were able to specify to take them to the next level. And we were very determined and driven to meet their goal. And you can't always do that super cheap. But, they have agreements with fabric companies and agreements with furniture companies and carpet. And so we were able to just kind of take the companies that they previously used and said, okay, this is our look. This is what we're going for. How are we going to make it happen?
Nice.
I think we did it successfully. We didn't have, excuse me?
I had a lot of respect for G6. their franchise development team is one of the sponsors for my conference out here in March. They're great to work with.
I mean, it's an iconic brand, and we were just thrilled to be a part of it. I mean, just, we'll leave the light on. We even put that in the lobby.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love it.
It was. I mean, who would even pass it up? I mean, it's just such an iconic brand. And then being from Dallas, they're based in Dallas, so it made sense. The partnership has been great, and we're still doing work for them, and we're doing some internal, through COVID, their design department kind of went by the way. I don't know what's going on in the redevelop. I have no idea, but so we're still doing some exercises with them. And then now we're doing work for some
mostly push-ups, or are you doing pull-ups as well?
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm doing both. So
yeah,
sometimes I'm on the treadmill.
Yeah, no joke. I know that you could carry yourself with that kind of stuff. I fantasize about hitting the treadmill, but I can't seem to bring it together.
I've just started running again. I'm a big runner.
I know exactly. So Craig, Rob Palesci, we got to get him on the show because I think he would win the award, I think, Sarah, for the funniest CEO in the hospitality business. As a matter of fact, my favorite thing that Rob ever did for me was in January of 2020 at the Alice conference. I had scheduled to shoot a video with him. And I show up, and he's in a terry cloth bathrobe with my no vacancy logo on it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Which is absolutely great. He gave it to me as a gift, which is really hysterical. So, for better or for worse, every time I take a shower now, I think of Rob Palesci. It's really uncomfortable. I gotta tell you.
How do you think he's feeling right now?
Yeah.
I've never met him, but I've heard
regretful, I would say. Yeah, he's great.
Oh, that's funny. Too funny.
Yeah.
Sarah, what's exciting you out there in the design world with hospitality right now? What are you seeing?
I mean, for us, because we're a small firm, and kind of our shtick is custom, we do it really, really well. And we're seeing that the branded work they're becoming more open to custom. Whereas for a while they were, so rigid on brand standards. And I'm hoping that we're seeing a shift that, we're able to get back into that real creativity of design, which is, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
Following strictly to brand standards is tough. As a designer, we want to get in.
There's no fun in doing that. It's just a bunch of assembling, like things like paint by numbers, I think would be the way of putting it, right?
And we're lucky in that our clients really, really want custom. And I mean, we'll do, prototype design, but we always put some kind of edge to it, and make it our own and make it local. So we're very blessed that our clients want that. And we have that reputation of, that we can do it. We can meet brand standards, but also add that extra element to it. So that's a change that I've seen. Deadlines are getting tighter.
Yeah.
Seeing that, it's like people are making up for the whole COVID.
Yeah, it's like the first time you start a job, you're already a month behind schedule, right?
Exactly. How about the suppliers? Are they hitting their dates for delivery? How's that going?
It's getting better. And I mean, I had this amazing email yesterday from a purchasing agent that priced something during COVID and then came back and said that they lowered the price.
Wow.
They lowered the price and shared it.
That sounds like an internet scam, like the Nigerian prince or something like that. Yeah.
I know. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. They actually repriced it and it's lower and they shared the price.
Wow.
I was shocked. So
sadly, it's scheduled for delivery in 2027, but at least you got 12 cents off a unit.
That lighting package is coming, I guarantee it.
Yeah. Sometime the lighting and pool furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
So it seems like the lead times are getting better, just from what I'm hearing from purchasing agents. And then that was really awesome to hear that vendor had shared the cheaper price without getting greedy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure that made your owner happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Sarah Craig, I've decided on something that I need to start complaining about more. I'm having an issue with hotel elevators. When you have two elevators in a building in hotels, it really annoys me. Number one, why can't you put the buttons on the same side of each elevator? Because I never know which freaking side to go to. And then while you're at it, why not put them on each side of the elevator? So the guy that's in there first, who's like 3 inches from the button, you don't have to go and stick your hand in there or have a conversation with them. And once you start opening up a conversation, by the time you hit the 4th floor, you got to get invited to this guy's wedding or something like that. It's too much. Yeah.
So you left, or are you left-handed or right-handed? So if you had a choice, what would it be on?
You know what? I'm right-handed, but that being said, I would respect if you just choose something and go with it, and then I'm on your side. But there's just too much thinking and complication that I have to go through all the time in hotels. So my New Year's resolution, I'm doing it early, I know, is to try to get this problem fixed.
But you're supposed to save that for our New Year's extravaganza.
God damn it. I didn't mean to blow all the good material this early, this late in the year. God.
Oh, God.
So, Sarah, as a designer, you've got to look at things in a critical eye. And I complain about some of these little nuances that I see. I get very frustrated by, obvious things like, why can't we get the outlet thing figured out in a lot of hotels? Why can't we get the faucet thing figured out? Why does it always come 3/4 of an inch over the rim of the sink? I don't get that.
It splatters everywhere.
I'm like, why can't you just add 2 inches to this faucet thing and then save $10 billion in housekeeping hours?
Okay, so you'll love this. So we're working on a project, and I was so concerned. I was like, went major OCD on that topic with the manufacturer.
Good.
And I had them do a shop drawing showing me exactly where the point of the faucet was going to hit how I had the drain and the faucet spout and how many inches it was away. So I knew how I was going to make this little faucet, cover the sink, and then how far was it from the drain, so I knew if it was going to splatter. I mean, they were like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No, because that freaking matters. Thank you. You are my hero.
I mean, it's like I have the shop drawing. They're like, "No one's ever requested this." I said, "Well,
maybe they should more often."
It drives me crazy. The other thing that drives me crazy is the seat at the desk. Doesn't anyone ever put the two next to each other and sit in it and see whether or not it's like a normal human size height?
No.
Why do they have to order a chair that's like 1 foot off the ground and a desk that's like 10 feet high? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it looks pretty. No, I was kidding.
It looks pretty.
That's pretty funny. I want to start a course for taking designers to stay in hotels so they could figure out how they want to stay. I mean, if I was going to teach people how to design, and I can't teach people how to design, but I'd be like, trust yourself. How do you want to experience things? And I feel like there's such a disconnect.
I mean, do you really sit in the desk chair?
Yes.
You're a user?
I am. Big time. Big time. I cannot do that stuff in bed. Right. I need to be.
Sofa. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a generational thing. Faceless Dave is saying Glenn is old in a comment in the private chat box. Yes, I acknowledge that, and that is okay. But the fact is, I like to be actively participating in my work, and I need that area to focus.
Well,
I just can't do it another way.
Do you remember years ago when we used to put dining chairs with desks and they weren't ergonomic chairs?
No, I still see that.
Yeah. So what would you have, wheels or no wheels?
I actually like the wheels if you can lock the wheel in place when you need to, because there are some that every single time you hit like the enter button on the keyboard, you slide back, and it's like,
especially with all the LVT that's going in.
Oh my goodness. which I love, and I think it's absolutely terrific, and it's going to save housekeepers a lot of injuries over there. But yeah, you got to be.
And we haven't been using LVT long enough to know all that crazy stuff that's going to happen. But
there's definitely a learning curve for sure, right?
Oh, no, it is. I mean, it's always in the back of our mind. It's like, okay, this really hasn't been around. This is pre-COVID, but then we hit COVID. Like, what's really going to happen with all this LVT and the desk chairs, and then people sliding around? I mean, yeah, I get it. No, we're doing more and more desk chairs without casters.
Right,
they look like.
I love that. Well, Michael Smith, you're my favorite person on planet
Oh
Earth.
my
right
gosh, how are you doing?
I am with Glenn. I prefer a desk chair.
Gotta have the desk chair. Got it.
So sorry to interrupt you, Sarah, because that was so exciting for me. It was really one of the highlights of 2022, actually, for me.
I get it. Well, you're out traveling, so that's great.
I have been to so many places this fall. I just feel like the luckiest boy on earth. Michael is now saying, "Hey, I love that. It reminds me of Dr. Evil and Austin Powers when the chair goes across the room." Hey, Sarah, I love you, he says.
Hi, Michael. Mike Smith.
So it's really funny. I don't know what's going on. Both Dave and Suzanne keep popping on backstage and like having issues and then vanishing on us. This is the mode Dave is in right now. So that's Suzanne. So I don't know what's going on with
mode.
I don't. She's like sending me text. She's like rebooting her computer. She's having a total tech meltdown. Suzanne, you are totally going to do it. Sadly, you'll get through at 5:59 at probably.
Well, I think they disconnected the internet to the state of Florida, didn't they?
Wait, there she is. She did it. Sort of.
Oh, look at
that. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Suzanne. I feel like I'm blacked out. I can't see myself on the screen, so I'm hoping that y'all can.
We can see you, but it looks like internet circa 1998.
I'm on a hotspot because the internet's not working here.
Oh,
told you they disconnected it in Florida.
It's what happens down here quite frequently.
I hear DeSantis is going to convene a grand jury on internet issues.
It's a good possibility. We do a lot of grand juries here. All right, let me try.
Yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, that's rough. So, Sarah, that was Dr. Producer Suzanne. She is our on-air producer for No Vacancy Live, and she's also a professor at Indian River State College doing hospitality stuff. So it's amazing that she's a PhD and lowering herself to do this kind of stuff.
She wants to be around y'all. Have a good time.
I don't know. I don't know why. I see it as a poor career move on her part, but what are you gonna what are you gonna do?
You're funny.
Sarah, what do you got planned for the holidays?
Not much, thankfully. Taking the week off between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, you are.
Going down to the hill country for a couple of days and spending time with family. That's just really just chilling and regrouping and
love it.
Good for you.
Hanging out with my dog.
Yeah,
very cool.
I love that.
Yeah, just we've been so busy. Bless, we've been really busy. So we're closing down the week between Christmas and New Year's, which we typically do every year, and then we come back with a gusto and ready to get busy again.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things that I've been fortunate enough in my entire career is nobody works in, hospitality journalism or public relations or any of that stuff the last week of the year. Everything is closed. There's no news. There's nothing. And it's great because it's the only week of the year that I can slough off guilt-free. I know I'm not missing anything.
I know. I can't even go away for a weekend.
Yeah. July 4th, you get 2-3 days of that, but this is the best week, right?
Yes.
And it's really truly the 1 week of the year where you could really just relax and regroup. And the only problem is New Year's Day, I'm more sad. It's like the saddest day of the entire year for me because it's like, crap, we got to do it all again. You know, I like this part of it, which is the, the ceremonial wrapping up, and you feel good about it. And you're like, oh, I made it to the finish line. And then the next freaking marathon begins, and I don't even have a chance to get a good night's sleep and rest from it, except for that last week. All right. So here's Suzanne again.
Thank you.
And Faceless Dave with the face.
Thank you so much, Glenn, for letting me sit behind the scenes that entire time.
What are you talking about? You just popped on.
Wow,
like 2 seconds ago.
I just popped on at home. I've been sitting in the background waiting to get popped on the bus for the last 20 some odd minutes because I had no control.
No, but we both popped on at the same time.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I did not even realize that. Number one, I wasn't really paying much attention. Number two, I totally blanked on you not being able to bring yourself in on that. Number three, I wish I had realized those things, so I would have purposely kept you off.
That basically goes into your ability to multitask and the complete lack of it. Listen, I was there, guys.
I am multitasking. I'm being very clever and drinking. What are you talking about?
I have a lot to say from what I heard.
At the camera, I mean, it's all right there.
I have a lot to catch up on from what I heard because there was a lot of content in the first 20 minutes. It sounded like a show of No Vacancy Live, not a Friday Night. It was very good and very classy. But Sarah, you showed some of your great demos, and you guys, as you guys talked about, making a really great product at a very affordable price and making really, upstanding.
You work for IHG, so
wait, this sounds like all of our swag at the Red Bubble store, Aloha Creek store.
No, but I was going to ask you a question, Glenn. With Sarah making it so great to be, to have this affordable but great looking stuff, how do you go about making all of your expensive furniture look so tacky? Maybe you should take a page out of Sarah's book.
I'll teach him everything I know.
Right. My whole career is just, grifting leftovers from furniture suppliers. So, Chris saying, speaking of classy, like Ron Burgundy stumbling onto the set.
Very good, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. No, sorry, you work for IHG? Is that what I heard? Is that true?
No. She has her own firm. Sarah, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You set Dave straight, would you?
No, I have my own firm, Pickard Design Studio, but we do work for IHG. We're one of the preferred designers for IHG, Marriott.
So you need to go in and do a complete overhaul of the house and pool house, clubhouse, smokehouse, and dispensary
and brewery.
And brewery. Where do we have brewery?
Well, I got the gear in the garage. I'll get it done.
Well, I'll be more than happy to do it.
As soon as my kids graduate college or fail out, whichever sooner. Yeah.
You're right.
I've designed homes on Zoom.
Really?
You really don't have any excuse, Glenn.
So how does that work?
I have so many excuses.
He's got lots of them.
We designed a flat in London over Zoom.
Dan can tell you about
that.
So you have no excuse.
No, but seriously, how does that work? I mean, obviously you can see the area, you can see the design, but I would think that there's certain intricacies of the space and the shape and the layout that you really can't get an appreciation for over Zoom. Do you find that to be the case?
Well, I mean, they send photographs and they'll send somewhat of a floor plan with dimensions, and sometimes we'll put it into AutoCAD so we can at least get a scale reference. But they send lots of photographs. But hey, we designed a London flat, so they didn't want to fly me over there, so we did the best that we could. And so I've done several projects over Zoom with more residential type stuff, not hospitality.
Well, my paycheck is anything to go by. Glenn is very, very, very short on funds, so you're going to be doing yours probably over phone call, over telephone call, USPS postmail.
That's right. Oh my goodness!
I was thinking to go and carrier pigeon, but I
think Suzanne's going to jump off. She's got a little bit of a delay going right now.
Suzanne,
are you there? Hi.
She can't. We can see
I'm
her,
here, but it's like all fragmented.
I
can see you.
Normally have.
Can hear you. I'm gonna go because I'm ruining the party.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Suzanne's been on vacation.
Oh wait, hold on. We got to bring her. Do that again. We want to see your sweater.
1, 2.
Shows the sweater.
Is it showing? Because I feel black right now.
Yes. Don't worry. Good. It's good.
I love it.
Adorable.
Tremendous.
I love it. That's great.
Listen, today is National Ugly Sweater Holiday. How or another, none of you fit the calendar.
No,
We didn't get that memo.
Hey, Dave and I are not so great with calendars. Shouldn't be a surprise.
We definitely did. Pickard Design Studio did not get that memo.
That was just for you, Suzanne.
All right.
Suzanne's been
Suzanne.
has been bragging about how she's on vacation now since about o'clock this. Clearly, I'm not working.
Clearly,
anymore.
Dave, your internet sucks too.
Friday.
What were you saying? We heard.
Mine's bad too. What is going on today?
Yeah.
You know what? It must be the weather. Snowing or raining here. Now I'm okay.
Hey,
Wow.
David, did you get a package?
He's totally gone.
Bye, Dave. Bye, Dave.
Yeah, Suzanne is still backstage, but Dave is totally gone. Yeah.
And
now she's
that's
gone
what we
too.
should use from now on with David. Just ask him if he got a package and he'll disappear.
Yeah. Well, now he's trying to come back, but he's got
Don't let
devices
him
not
in.
connected.
Let him sit back there and be frustrated.
No,
Oh, there he is.
I can control myself, guys. Now, Craig, you understand? I can control myself. I can also control you. So bye. I don't know what's going on with the internet over here, but it's causing a problem. Like I said, it's been raining for about 2.5 days straight here,
Yeah.
pretty hard. Somebody drove themselves into the woods next to my house. There's a bunch of cops and ambulances.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Part of the reason why I was in so much traffic is I was supposed to be home about 5:10. I was only going to be 10 minutes late, but
Wow.
the weather. Once you get into rainy weather, which Craig, I know you guys don't have much experience with any type of weather or water out there in California, but
75 in the ocean. That's it.
75 in drought. It's all good.
That's it.
But over
Fire,
here,
we're good at.
see, we're good. No fire.
We're pretty good
Don't
at.
forget the mudslides.
And the awards.
Yep.
Awards around the corner.
So what did I missed a lot, guys. I mean, I heard it again. I heard it all on the back end, but there's a lot to catch up on here. So, Sarah, what was I missed though? I saw the photos you guys were showing, but I couldn't hear what property it was, or maybe we didn't even say what property it was. But did we talk?
No, we
about?
did.
Okay, what property was it?
We're
The
not
one
done.
behind Glenn?
The one that you guys were showing where on
That's
the
Hotel Indigo, Birmingham, Alabama.
Love the good old brand of Hotel Indigo, IHG strong.
Yes, very
He works
strong.
with IHG. He's GM of the Even Hotel Midtown East in New York City.
Okay, good for you.
So we do our PIP. I'll call you because guess what? I'm always trying to save $1.
Well, we love IHG. We've worked on, so many of their properties. So many.
Dave, are you actually slated for a capital improvement?
You have a PIP you can send me?
One day. I don't know when. Now, the good thing on my property is honestly, when they built it, we're only 5 years old, but so in the typical life cycle of a hotel, right? 7 years
Close for 2.
you're coming up on for due, right? But the thing is, we were closed for a year, but the ownership put a lot of money into the project up front, and the place looks in really good shape.
It really does.
Yes, there's a couple little small touch-ups here, a couple carpet stains there that we're going to obviously replace. But in terms of a full reno of the rooms, they're really not in need for it. And Glenn's seen them. Glenn's been there.
I've stayed there.
It's in really good shape.
Great.
So, the
That's
7-year
good.
cycle doesn't really fit our bill right now because we don't need it. It's still.
Well, and I think that's part of the problem too with owners that we're finding is the brands are requiring them to do a renovation, but they take such good care of their properties. And during COVID, nobody was traveling, so they don't want to renovate. Or either they really, really need it and they're so far behind because they were way overdue pre-COVID, or there's in your situation where you're stuck in that you're aging because of years, but not from wear and tear.
Or the third option, which is the option that some hotels are seeing, is They made the choice, whether you want to say it was right or not, it's a different discussion, that to, really take in some low-rated business just to kind of stay open and stay afloat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the rooms got destroyed. So
different type of clientele.
Yeah, so that's the third key to that. So luckily for us, we didn't have that issue. We were in good shape going into the pandemic. We came out in good shape, and good for us.
Yeah, hey, recently, I don't want to say specifically when, because I don't want to give anything away. I stayed at one of those hotels that needed a renovation, but don't really have to do the renovation yet. It's kind of like it's old, it's tired, but they're really just falling into the category of forgettable, not terrible.
So I would argue, and I'm gonna see what you guys think of this. I would argue that's the time more to do it, because you still have that clientele that expecting the brand.
Agreed.
Once
we love an owner-driven PIP.
Yeah, once you lose that clientele, it's hard to get them back. And if you stay on that type of trajectory for another year or two, you're going to lose the people you want to stay there.
Yeah, particularly with so many communities building brand new hotels all the time. You really got to stay at the top of your game. So are you doing more PIPs, or are you doing more new builds?
It's even. We've always done more PIP renovation work, always. And the last couple of years, it's really balanced out, and we're doing just as many new builds as we are renovations.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess in like 2024, maybe the back half of next year, you're going to start to see it be more PIPs than new builds. But that's just... Well,
I like the PIPs because it keeps it going because of the longevity of the projects with the new builds. So, bring it on. We love
a good mix is probably great. Sorry, Dave.
The other question I would have with that, and from a large scale conversation, because obviously every owner is different, but hotel brands and companies did allow owners to dip into their PIP reserve funds to stay afloat during the pandemic, and I don't know how many owners have refilled that.
7.
but I don't know. My point being is, I don't know. Obviously, there's going to become a push come to shove at some point where brands are going to say, hey, you need to get back on your PIP plans. And owners are going to be like, well, my reserves aren't refilled yet, and really who wins out on that? But Sarah, I have a question for you, because we haven't talked about this in a while. How are the supply chain issues going in getting your material?
We talked a little bit about this. It's still long lead times. They're getting better. But, from the start of a project, we get with the purchasing agents and we're like, what's a long lead item? And they're saying, it's 16 weeks. We're finding that it might be 10 to 12 weeks now. So it's definitely getting better. And the pricing is getting better as well. We've had a couple of jobs where the vendors have come back and lowered their prices back to normal, which is very nice that they're actually sharing that new price.
So you had said that, but is that coming from the item costs or shipping costs, or a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both, because the shipping is coming down. The container prices are coming down from what I'm understanding. So it's both.
This is the first I'm hearing that.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's the first I've heard of it as well. Sarah, high traffic hotels, international airports, across the street from medical centers, Disneyland, Disney World, Universal. Have the fabrics and the hard surfaces changed post-pandemic? Are they more durable? Are they more anti-whatever the new buzzword is of the moment? Microbial, or what are some of the things going on?
Do you think we're going to see more pro-microbial products? Because these antimicrobial products, I think, is really
that's
racist
only going to be around
and
high
offensive.
school.
We want to attract the bugs and the dirt. Yeah, we're actually working on an LAX airport project right now, and
so it's going to come in. It's going to take you 5 years and come in $4 billion over budget. Is that just kidding?
I think the real question is, are you working currently in any hotels designed out in space so that Glenn can join the space?
Oh God, you had to get that going.
So that Glenn can join Space Force.
I already did, Dave. You missed it at the beginning.
So where's your first patrol?
My first patrol. I can't say top secret, but if
that's not a
if I
knockoff,
disappear
that's
from
the real
December 28th through 31st, you know, I don't know, you know, I can't say.
I know. Well, you will be high in the clouds those days, I'm sure.
Yes, I'll be Sarah. I'll be celebrating my favorite holiday of the year, Fishmas, on December 28th, 29th, and 30th at Madison Square Garden with my buddies. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, make sure you post about it.
Oh,
I will. I take a picture every year with my friends at Madison Square Garden for the fish shows. We've been going since they first started playing Madison Square Garden in 1997. I think it was their first year, and just really sad to see how like grayer and fatter and tinier we're all getting. You know,
So I spent New Year's Eve one time at Times Square.
I did it twice.
Crowds. You did it twice, yeah.
Yeah, first time was absolutely amazing.
Yes.
The second time, no joke, I almost got crushed in a stampede, and that was not amazing.
That was not fun.
We will be celebrating New Year's Eve, me and my beautiful wife, assuming she's up to it, at the Times Square Lions party at Hard Rock that we were supposed to go to last year, but we got COVID.
Oh.
So we got COVID on the 30th, and I'm like, so we're gonna do it this year. Knock on wood, barring health.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Amy is saying that Facebook comments aren't coming through. Oh, sorry, anyone who's commenting on Facebook. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on over there. That was
weird.
My
daughter lived in New York last Christmas. She came home with COVID from New York, so it must have been rampant.
Oh, what a beautiful present.
December was definitely rough. For last December was rough.
We've also got a big celebration on Friday Night Audit on the 30th. We've got like 15 guests, and it's an extravaganza for the end of the year.
And I'm off of work that day, guys. I took the day off the 4-day weekend.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably be coming at you from like the corner of 37th and 8th Avenue or something like that in front of Madison Square Garden on my phone.
Why don't you go talk to Christian? Hop into the Moxie.
Oh.
Not a bad idea, David.
That's actually a good idea. It's actually a good idea.
What would you guys do without me?
We would be lost on Friday.
I would be happier and more well-adjusted human being.
Wow.
You would be on 37th and 8th getting no service and just
I know.
the show.
Well, either way, I'm gonna have to be on my phone. You know, because
it's not the phone that's the issue. It's really the Wi-Fi that you have to be concerned about.
No, yeah, I could totally hop on his system, and he might even be able to put me in a place that's not insanely crazy, noisy.
And he might be able to get you a computer.
Yeah,
that you can actually use.
Dave, you're not putting up this one. Suzanne says we'd be more efficient without Dave. Now we finally got a Facebook post.
Right. Imagine, look at that.
At least he came through at the right time.
Facebook finally came back and heard my disparaging comment about Zuckerberg. But
well, Amy's been suffering about the comments. She said she had so many quick comebacks. Amy, I'm so sorry. And let's say an official happy birthday, Amy Montgomery, whose birthday was yesterday. I hope your 29th birthday was the most pleasant one.
22, 23, where are we at?
Yep. Oh, this is weird. Suzanne is saying posts on Facebook work only via Anthony page, not mine. Weird.
Maybe because Facebook just knows that, you're Grumpy Glenn. And
maybe.
Facebook playing tricks on you. Glenn, they're after you.
Zuckerberg, that's going to be our next Friday Night Audit. Zuckerberg versus Houseman.
Exactly. Zuckerberg's after you.
Yeah, it's going to get very meta.
What did you say about him?
You must have thought
about him, and he got mad, so he turned your computer off.
Something about his avatar being just.
Listen, Amy said 50. Oh, that's Suzanne's. I'll bring that back up in a second. But Amy said 57 and owning it, baby.
Congrats. Good for you.
Guys, last click, everybody who was tearing down the house, the ones closing down the bar were Amy and Ed. So yes, maybe 57, but she is young and spry and
hell yeah, they are.
Happy birthday.
Amy and Ed are like the most wonderful, fun people. Yeah, it's like they just make you happier to be around them. Yeah. I love surrounding myself,
especially when they have some Skittles.
Oh, yeah, but not so much with
feel and hear the rainbow then.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, I got to run in a couple seconds because I have to go get Fox.
Well, dude, it's time anyway. You know what time it is, Dave? it's time for Plugapalooza. Yes, that's your favorite part of the show. No, not because it's ending, but because we get to hear shameless plugs from our wonderful guest. Sarah, tell us all about Pickard Design and all of that kind of good stuff. How can we find you?
Tell about Pickard Design Studio.
Yeah, it's your time first.
Okay. Well,
not just watch the Plugapalooza intro over there, Sarah. Maybe we need to do this. All right, go for it.
Well, Pickard Design Studio, we're a boutique design firm based in Dallas, Texas. And we do hospitality, multifamily, residential. We're approved by all the major brands. We do it for Marriott, IHG, Hilton, a lot of Hilton product. Everything from, like I said, we designed the G6 economy all the way to 4- and 5-star resort properties. So we have a huge, diverse portfolio and everything in between.
You can find her at SarahPickard.com. That's with a K.
Sarah Pickard, Pickard. Pickard, not Pickard, right. Pickard.
Right. Did you not like Jean-Luc Picard, which has
not Jean-Luc.
Okay. I want you to know I love Jean-Luc, but you're my favorite Picard.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Faceless Dave?
So I'm going to give a shout out and a promotion to what we were just talking about a second ago. Make sure you guys join us for that the end of New Year bash on the 30th. That's 2 weeks from now.
Isn't that more of an end of old year?
you know, you just broke his whole train of thought.
I know.
That's 2 years from or 2 weeks from now. Make sure you're here because we have so many guests who are going to be on this show. So many of our friends. We're going to finally figure out who's going to be the top dog between CJ, Bruce, and Calvin. Someone's going to go back and tally up their appearances. It's not going to be me, though. So maybe something to get on that. Yeah, so make sure you check out that show. Are we doing only 1 hour? Or are we expanding the show out? What are we doing with that?
I don't know.
We have enough time for 15 guests in 60 minutes? I mean, what are we doing here, guys?
Dave, you're going to have to be in charge of that entire episode because I'm going to be on my third fish show.
Hey,
I'm going to be tired.
We need to talk because we got a few people that have to be on early on, and then they got to jump out. So
that's fine. Not a problem. Yes, I was actually speechless here. You did get me there, Glenn. But yes, we'll get it together. I will be off of work, so I'll be 100% engaged with the show. No check-in payroll, no check-in emails. I am here with you guys to your detriment. But I'll make sure it does well. Listen, I got to run because, like I said, I don't get paid shit from this guy over there. So I can't have Fox in daycare 1 more minute than he has to be. Otherwise, they start charging me and I lose my
You got to go pick up your son. Get the hell out of here. Goodbye, Dave.
See you guys.
Bye, Dave.
California Craig, what's going on with you?
Next week, we have our last show of the year of Click Connect.
I love that you save the worst for last every season.
You know who's going to be on it? It's our end of the year tradition on Click Connect. We invite Glenn Hausman.
You definitely want to tune in for that because I pulled over off of I-95 to record that into someone's housing development. And like right after we started recording, people are like giving me the eyes like, what are you doing here?
What are you doing? So we're wrapping up Click Connect. Producer Danny and I are taking some time off. We've got the end of the year Friday Night Audit coming up. And then, we're going to be working on the conference some more. And we've got California Lodging Investment Conference number 6 on March 1st and 2nd.
Need to come see you.
So it's in Costa Mesa. Looking forward to that. Glenn's moderating a panel. And we just launched our Friday Night Audit Instagram page. So please go over there.
Yes. Right now, I think we've got like 3 followers, and
2 of them are you and me.
You and me, and I guess the other one's my mom.
I think I liked it.
Yeah.
That makes 3.
Yeah, right. We're almost 2 full years. Yes, Sarah. This is our 80th episode, and we just started it. He just started it today.
Okay, can I give a little plug in? I've been in business for 16 years, and I just set up my LinkedIn for Pickard Design Studio. So everybody out there, go and follow Pickard Design Studio on LinkedIn because you're on my page, but not Pickard Design Studio. So I'm just going to plug myself really quickly.
Right. I'm telling you, in our world, LinkedIn is where it's at.
Yeah.
Instagram stuff is nice, but stuff goes down on
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's all about LinkedIn, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
I mean, that's what I meant. All right.
Go.
Craig, any more plugs?
Your turn.
My turn. All right. Hey, I'm Glenn. Thanks for watching. Check out No Vacancy Live Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. This clusterfuck every single week on Friday night, 5 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock Pacific time. Next week, I'm excited because we're going to be coming from the Chotwell Lodge, a project from Dream Hotels that I'm so excited to see. They're talking about it for years. It's finally open. We're going to be doing a live show from there next week. And then if you guys are going to be at Madison Square Garden on December 28th, 29th, and 30th, drop me a line. Let's have a pre-fish show cocktail. Why not? Or during show, something. I don't know what I'm talking about over there. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Next week, we'll wish everyone happy Christmas and Kwanzaa and all that. But this one, happy Hanukkah. See you next
Happy Hanukkah. Okay, no